Hi guys, Kernza here. Just wanted to make this video in the hopes that BioWare updates Anthem soon, because content is becoming pretty dry and sometimes frustrating, especially with the loot drop being trash. In saying that, I know that an update is coming later this week, but I have 3 things that I think needs to be added into the game as soon as possible. Let me know what you think in the comment section below and what you guys want to see in Anthem or in the update that's coming. So the first one, we all know it needs to change. It's all over Reddit. It's the loot drop. We all know the loot drop in this game needs to change. It is an absolutely terrible spot right now. I've personally been pretty lucky and I almost have a full legendary interceptor. However, I know people who have played more than myself and only gotten 1 or none. And the game doesn't feel rewarding because of the trash loot. And it just demotivates people from playing the game, which I hope that Anthem brings a change this soon. So here are some that I have. Am I showing off a little bit? I am, to be honest. I've been luckier than most and I've been pretty happy about it. But even though, having said that, I am happy, the legendaries that I have, they're not perfect. Some of the inscriptions aren't that great on them. And this is also the case with most Masterwork gear that you guys will get when you get up to the stage or are currently farming Masterwork gears. And the problem with the current loot is, with the legendary being so rare, when they do drop, the stats on it should be insane, game changing, and make it a little bit overpowered, whatever. But Anthem's legendary weapons right now just don't have that effect, unless you get some god rolls on your inscriptions. And without doubt, some of the inscriptions, as you guys know, can be absolutely garbage. And this is also the case with the Masterwork gear as well, but obviously they're a bit more common. And when I say that, common. A fix would be to make it just rain legendary drops and Masterwork, and people will have to grind for those perfect inscriptions, which, to be honest, I don't really like that idea. I would prefer the rare but powerful legendary weapons, but currently we are getting the worst of both worlds, which just sucks. So I think that BioWare needs to choose. You either make it rain legendaries and Masterworks and people grind for those perfect inscriptions, or you just make really good legendary weapons or Masterwork weapons and you get really shit drop rate. But when you do get that drop rate, you get an insane weapon. So another idea which I thought was great was to make Grandmaster 3 100% chance to drop a legendary, because this will actually create an incentive to play at the higher levels. Right now, everyone's still farming Grandmaster 1 because the higher difficulty is just not worth your time. I mean, it sucks when you go to Grandmaster 2, you open your chest and you get blue and purple dropping from that chest. I mean, you just question your life choices at that point. I think I would also like to see a function added where you can re-roll your inscriptions and effects. And I have an LMG which explodes on reload, which I think is garbage. But it's got really good inscriptions, got good damage, and it's legendary, so I am stuck with it. And maybe you can use the embers as a trade system in order to re-roll. And yeah, so I think that would also be a good idea. And before I change topic, I actually wanted to ask you guys if anyone has ever gotten a legendary drop from the final boss. Because all mine came from either the trash mob or the chest. I have never ever gotten a legendary drop from the final boss of any stronghold. So let me know in the comments below if you guys have ever gotten a legendary drop from the boss. The next thing I really want to see BioWare add to Anthem is the stats. So BioWare, I need stats. And what I mean by the stat comes in twofold. The first is we need stats after completing missions or strongholds. Some examples: overall damage done, gun damage, melee damage, combo damage, number of stuns I have, number of revive, just some things like that, just some stats. It'll be great to see how I did compared to my squad mates. I can tell them, yeah, these guys are all trash, I carried them, or oh my god, I was trash, I got carried by that one Colossus. And it'll be interesting to see how different builds work as well, how much these two combinations do damage. Maybe you focus on combo damage, maybe you just focus on just overall gun damage and hope for the best. It's just, in a loot shooter, I think it's really important to show stats. And right now you just get the experience and you don't really know what kind of impact you have compared to your teammates or even compared to yourself when you change builds. And I mean, sometimes I do feel like I've done more damage and gotten less experience points, but you know, let me know in the comments below if you think the experience points are an indication of how much impact you have on that mission. And now this leads me to the second stat, which is javelin stats. So I want to see how my overall inscriptions, you know, from every different piece of gear affect the overall strength of my javelin. So I just need overall health numbers, overall shield numbers, how much luck percentage I have, gear cooldown reduction, just stuff like that. Because currently I'm going through my gear one by one and just having to add up my luck percentage, my, you know, how much my magazine clip is being increased by. And it's just bad game design because I don't think the players should need to do that. I mean, I have an Excel spreadsheet that helps me out with it. But, you know, for people who enjoy min-maxing, it's kind of tedious for them to do that. And then, I mean, I'm not even sure how they can do it because, I mean, some of the inscriptions are really, really bad. And you don't know what they do even. Like, the one thing that I still don't know is, I'm not sure what I saw it on, but it has like plus 15% force. I don't know what that means, so that's also an improvement that BioWare could add. And although I talk about min-maxing now with the current loot drop and the trash inscriptions, I think it's kind of light years away. But, you know, these are just some of the stats that I would like to see added. In a looter shooter, I think stats are important. I mean, it's PvE, it's the one way you can compare yourself to another player or another build. So I really do hope in the coming future BioWare adds some sort of stats. So my final point is quite a broad one, and it's just the fact that Anthem needs more content in general. Ever since release, there's only really been the 3 strongholds and the contracts that show up now and again, and needless to say, it has been gotten very stale, and BioWare needs to update their content, which I assume they're planning to do. So I'm just gonna throw out some new ideas for new content. I don't know if they're good or not. Let me know what you guys think. So the first idea would be some sort of survival mode where over time you get better gear, but then you get less health drop and ammo drops, and see how long you can last. Or a mode where you need to repair a javelin in a certain amount of time, or else they permanently die. You know, some time trial missions would be pretty cool. Solo missions. And obviously Anthem's going to add new strongholds and javelins. But the one thing that I also want to see added sometime down the line is some sort of trade system. And I really think the trade system, how they do it, I'm not sure, it's up to them. But it'll be very, very important that they do that one correctly. So these are just some of the ideas that I had at the top of my head for new content. Let me know what your ideas are in the comments below. Thank you for watching. I do hope Anthem does stay afloat, and I seriously do think the game has the potential to be great. But I think it's important for Anthem fans to realize that it does have some major flaws, and that's kind of where the hate is coming from, and EA's reputation really definitely is not helping. But I hope you guys leave a like and join me on my stream or when you have the time.